What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Yota Xpedition. We got the 3rd gen Tacoma in the shop, and we just finished up doing a front and rear bumper from Body Armor 4x4. Now we're going to be installing some of their rock sliders. These are the Revo Rock Sliders, and they're coming in just at under 800 bucks, which is really cheap when it comes to buying some rock sliders. These are full steel construction, powder coated, ready to bolt on and go. So if you're looking to go off-roading in your Tacoma and you want some protection on your rocker panels from rocks and trees, stuff like that, these are going to be for you. We're going to show you how to do an install, so stay tuned. Taking a closer look at these rock sliders, you can see that the build quality is very nice for the price that they are at. You have reinforcements here for the pipes that come out from the frame itself. You also have a nice big reinforcement here on this bump out piece. All of the welds on these rock sliders look really good, and the powder coating is nice as well. We have all of the hardware here. It comes with all the bolts and all the nuts that you need. Also these plates that we're going to be sliding into the frame rails where there is no threaded sections in the frame already. This installation isn't too bad, but I would suggest maybe having a second person to help you hold these up in place while you get some of the bolts started. If you don't have a second person, grab yourself a set of jack stands. That'll help you hold these up while you get some bolts started. The driver's side is going to be a little bit more difficult. You have some brake lines and stuff over there that we're going to have to take off. And then the front subframe, we have some these welded nuts with the plates on them. We have to drop down in there with a magnet and hold those in place while we get the bolts started. That's going to be a little bit difficult as well, but we're going to show you how to do it. The tools needed for this job is going to be a ratchet, a 19, 14, 12 millimeter socket, a 19 millimeter wrench, and a flathead screwdriver. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove this 14 millimeter bolt right here. You can see it's right next to your flanges on your exhaust. We're going to take this off on both sides. It's on the cross member here for the drive shaft. So we'll take these out, and these are going to be the first bolts that we put in to hold the rock sliders up in place while we get everything else started. So now we're going to lift the rock slider up into position. We're going to get that bolt started. If you have a second person, this is going to be definitely a help. If not, you can use some jack stands or a jack to help you support it and lift it up into place. Once you have that slot lined up with the hole, go ahead and get your bolt started. And we'll go ahead and just snug this a little bit. All right, so that'll be enough to just hold this in position while we get everything else started. So I got all of the hardware here separated between the passenger side and the driver's side. It's the same stuff, but I just split it up to make it a little bit cleaner. We're gonna take a couple of our big washers with the welded nuts on them, and we have some holes that pass through the rock slider into the frame. We're gonna go ahead and put these on the inside of the frame and get some bolts started. So we have one right here, we have one right here, and then the last one is behind this pipe that you can't see. So we're gonna take our flat washer with our nut, we're gonna put that behind the frame, and then we have a bolt, lock washer, and flat washer. We're going to stick that through and get these all started. So the last washer with the welded nut for this side is going to be going in the cross member right here for the transmission. So you might have to take a bigger flathead screwdriver and pull this down a little bit to give yourself some room to get it back in there. Once you have it in place, you're going to need a magnet, and we're going to use this to get it up into position where we need it so that we can get the bolt started. Another option is putting your finger up in this hole, and you should be able to get this into a position where you can get the bolt started. So the next step, we're going to take this with the 2 welded nuts on it. We're going to take 2 more bolts, and then we're going to feed this down the side of the frame rail, and we're going to get those 2 upper bolts attached for the front foot. So right here on the frame, you can see this plastic piece, and that's where we're going to be feeding this back behind. So you can either pull this out, give yourself enough room, to feed this back there. There is a single 12mm bolt if you want to remove that and take this whole piece of plastic out. You can do that as well. So we're going to push this up until we can see the nuts here on the front side, and we'll get those 2 other bolts started. So for the passenger side, we have 2 remaining brackets here to get mounted up. One that has just a small bend on it, and one that kind of looks like an S. So the one with the small bend is going to be going towards the middle of the slider, and the one that looks like an S is going to be going towards the back of the slider. We also have a spacer here. We're going to be using that on the smaller bent bracket, just like this. So we got the S bracket here on the back. Go ahead and get this started. And then the hole here towards the center of the bracket, or center of the slider, should I say. We're gonna put the bracket like this. Then the spacer is gonna go in between, and then get our bolt started. If your spacer does not line up with the bolt hole like it currently is, tighten the bolts here on the outside, which would pull the slider in towards the frame and allow you to get this to line up. All right, so we have everything started on the passenger side. The last thing to do is just tighten it down. So we're gonna evenly tighten the side bolts and the bottom bolts so that it goes up against the frame on both the bottom and the side evenly. And then those 2 clamps that we put on last, we're gonna tighten those last as well. So for everything, you're gonna need a 19mm, except for that factory bolt, which was a 14. This back one here is kind of in a tight spot, so you're gonna need to use a 19 wrench for this one. Passenger side is finished up. We're gonna go ahead now and do the driver side. For the most part, it's gonna be the same. There is a couple of different steps that you need to do, so we'll show you how to do those. Okay, so looking on the driver side of the frame, we have this plastic cap we're gonna remove. Obviously, if you have plastic caps in any of these holes, you're gonna wanna remove this before installation. We have this wiring harness here, and it looks like we have a clip holding the wiring harness to the side of the frame. We're gonna have to pop that off so that we can get the foot up and underneath that. And moving down the frame, we have these 2 studs right here with some 12mm nuts. Those are holding a module on the inside of the frame. You're gonna have to remove that so that you can get the nut with the plate on the back side of this hole. And we'll put our bolt in there. And then we have a bolt that's going in here, and then a bolt that's going in here. And then from the inside of the frame, you're gonna have a 12mm bolt that is holding a bracket with some brake lines. We're gonna take that out, and then that's gonna allow us to remove that plastic cover so that we can get that piece down the inside of the frame for the 2 front holes. So I got my 12 for these. Let's go ahead and get this removed. As you can see, now once we remove this, now we have access to the backside so we can hold our welded nut there. And we'll also get this removed. All right, we're gonna get this side up in place, and we're gonna get that first 14mm bolt that's on the bottom of the frame. We're gonna get that one started to hold this up into position. So we're gonna go ahead and get our 3 washers with welded nuts and 3 bolts, the easier ones. We're gonna get these installed first. Got the one here up front that goes behind that module that we took out those 2 nuts for. We got this one here, and then again we have the one that's right here behind the back pipe. This one's a little difficult to get started because you don't have much room with the gas tank being right here. So it is a little tight, but we got it started. We got our last washer and nut here, which is gonna go in here. Get that lined up. Got that started. So right here we have that 12mm bolt for the brake line bracket. It's also holding on our skid plate here. So we're gonna take this bolt out. Okay, and as you can see, that's gonna give us some room here with the brake lines. We're also going to remove the 12mm bolt for this plastic cover, and then we'll fish this out of here so that we have room. Now we have plenty of room to get this down the frame and get our nuts lined up and get our bolt started. So now shove your hand in the frame and get your nuts lined up. This is not the easiest install video to film. All right, we got that one started as well. Last two things to get started is our other clamp. So we have our S clamp here going on the back side. And we have our other clamp, which is going to be going here. Let's get that module out of our way. Spacer, again, can't get the bolt lined up, so I'm going to tighten those front bolts. So this bolt right here, where the module goes, it's too long to get both of these studs reinstalled. The bolt is hitting on this metal plate, so I would either cut that bolt down or get a shorter one from the hardware store. That way you can reinstall both of these nuts. One solution you can do for that bolt that is too long and not allowing that module to fit properly, you have 2 extra spacers with the kit. So what you can do is put a spacer on this bolt prior to putting it into the frame, and that's going to make it shorter essentially. So when you thread this down, not as much is going to be sticking out of the nut, and then you should be able to get both of those nuts installed for that module. Reinstall our plastic cover here and the brake line bracket. So at this point, everything is started. So we're gonna do the same thing like we did on the passenger side. We're gonna get the bottom and the side bolts tightened evenly so that it is nice and against the frame. And then we'll go ahead and tighten up these clamps here. So we were able to get both nuts started. It is still touching, but it should be fine. So with that, the driver's side is finished up. Overall, not a very hard install. All right, everyone, that's gonna be a wrap for the installation of these rock sliders from Body Armor 4x4. Overall, I think this is a great option if you're looking for some rock sliders. The installation of these was pretty simple, and I think they look great here on the Tacoma. If you have any questions about the install, ask us down below in the comments. And if you wanna pick a set of these up for your Tacoma, you can head over to YotaXpedition.com, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.